On your fast track to 7, we're following breaking news on our Friday morning out of South Fargo, where firefighters rushed to rescue someone from a burning building overnight. The Valley Today's Zachary Wyand joining us live on scene with details on what happened. Good morning, Zachary.
Good morning, Ashlyn. That's right. The Fargo Fire Department had to rescue one male from this apartment building behind me this morning after a fire started in his unit. Now, that adult male was found in his second floor unit and was taken out of the building and given or transferred to a Sanford ambulance that was on scene here, and then he was eventually taken to a local hospital. Now, his condition this morning is unknown, so we'll see if we could get some updates on that throughout the morning. Now, about this fire, it started at around 1 a.m. this morning. This is in the 1400 block of 35th Street in South Fargo. This is just across the interstate I-29 from the West Acres Mall. When the crews arrived on scene this morning, they found smoke coming from the second story of the building, and they found that fire in that unit. It was around a kitchen area within the unit, and crews were able to contain the fire to that kitchen unit and eventually got that fire out before it could spread to the rest of the building. Now, crews are still investigating what caused the fire, but they do say that there's about $35,000 worth of damage. Reporting, though, in Fargo, Zachary Wyand, Valley News Live.
All right, thank you, Zachary, for a live look all morning here on the Valley Today. Continue to follow us at valleynewslive.com on air and online for any and all updates. Nothing like a December flood to dampen the holiday spirit. A big cleanup going on inside a North Fargo apartment building after a broken pipe swamped the building from the 5th floor all the way down to the main level. It happened around noon yesterday at the U32 apartments at 12th Street and 32nd Avenue. Firefighters say water was ankle deep in some spots, and apartment managers are trying to determine if they'll need renters to vacate the building altogether. No word on what caused the pipe to burst. From fires to flooding now to dense fog advisories, we're sending things over to Summer Schnellbach this morning for a look at our storm team forecast on our holiday Friday. Good morning, Summer.
Good morning. Believe it or not, we are actually looking down at I-94 here in South Fargo. A couple of headlights every once in a while, but really tough to see because of the dense fog this morning. Visibility across the Northern Valley, 0 in Langdon. We're only at a quarter of a mile in Grand Forks, half a mile in Thief River, half a mile here in Fargo. 0 visibility. Detroit Lakes, Fergus Falls, all the way down into Wahpeton, Elbow Lake as well. So a few things you need to do this morning: slow things down, turn on those headlights, the low beams, not the high beams. Allow yourself extra travel time along with extra travel distance. So extra distance between you and the person that is ahead of you. Things can slick up because some places seeing some freezing fog this morning. Temperatures by this afternoon expected to be in the 30s, but this fog and some low cloud cover could persist into this afternoon as well. Looking ahead, big holiday weekend. First alert weather day still on tap for Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. Christmas Eve looking to be the most impactful day at this time. The low is just now making it onto the coast of California, but in a couple days, here's what we can expect. This is overnight Saturday into Sunday morning, which is Christmas Eve. Some rain initially before, when cold air pulls in on the back side of that low, it'll be transitioning to some wintry mix, some freezing rain, some snow. And now this morning's model is pushing a little bit more snow into the Central Valley and northern Minnesota as well into the afternoon of our Christmas Eve, exiting to the east by Sunday night. Looking quieter though for Christmas Day. However, even when precipitation will stop falling, Ashlyn, the roads will still be slick and icy. And then we're watching for a second wave heading our way on Tuesday for our extreme southeasternmost counties that could bring a little additional wintry mix. Overall, a trace to an inch of snow expected and a little bit of light icing.
Yeah, and that fog remaining dense from 4:30 a.m. even to now. So folks, truly, if you're headed out the door, there's a lot to be mindful of. Thank you, Summer. 6:54 here on the Valley Today. New this morning, police investigating allegations of physical and psychological abuse of students by some school staff members in Williston. District officials say the employees suspected are from both District 7 and the Wilmac Multi-District Special Education Unit. The accused staff members were immediately removed from their positions as an investigation is conducted by police and the school district themselves. There's a plea deal in the case of a Warren, Minnesota man charged with killing his ex-wife in front of their 5 children. Anders Odegaard has agreed to plead guilty to murder without intent in exchange for an 18-year sentence. His plea hearing is this morning at 9, at which time the judge can either accept or reject that agreement. A previous plea deal was initially turned down. The Cass County Jail in Fargo facing such chronic overcrowding, they say, that some offenders are booked and then sent immediately home with ankle monitors. Valley News Team's Bobby Fallett reporting on why this is happening and what's being done to keep everybody safe.
Back in 2002, Cass County's jail opened with 248 beds. 6 years later, it expanded by 100 beds. Now in 2023, it's completely full. Cass County Sheriff Jesse Johnner says there are several factors that are contributing to a full house, including more serious crimes committed that require longer stays.
A couple of years ago, average length of stay in the jail was about 12 days. Now we're seeing that number around 72.
A new pod is being built right now to help expand the jail by an additional 192 beds. The $31.8 million bill will be covered by the CARES Act and other funding. Currently, the Cass County Jail is paying $85 per inmate per day to house them in other counties, something Johnner says can add up quickly.
It's not cheap. I mean, that doesn't seem real expensive, but when you got 15 to 25 inmates at different jurisdictions, and that's adding up every day for each one of those persons, it can mount up pretty quick.
The problem of overcrowding isn't something that has snuck up on anyone. Sheriff Johnner says that he noticed they were going to be at capacity by the end of the COVID pandemic.
This has really been a 3-year process to try to get this thing going. Again, through talks with our commissioners and then doing the proper studies to make sure that we build the thing big enough.
Because the Cass County Jail is at full capacity, law enforcement considers who they think won't be a problem to the public.
There's a certain set of criteria that we look at, and if people fit those parameters, then we'll put them on what's called community supervision. That person will wear an ankle bracelet, and we can keep tabs on where they are every day. And I have 2 deputies that go out and just make sure that they're completing their court services and, maybe going to work and just staying on the straight and narrow while they're in our custody, but not staying at the Cass County Jail.
With it being the holidays, Sheriff Johnner also says that crime in Cass County does go up during this time, but thinks that it won't have a drastic impact on current conditions at the jail. In Fargo, Bobby Fallett, Valley News Live.
Johnner says they've had to move 15 inmates to other counties completely, and more of that could happen because the new pod isn't expected to be open for another year. In our consumer alert this morning, IKEA warning customers there could be product shortages and shipping delays due to the turmoil in the Red Sea. Several major shipping companies say they are pausing transit in the region due to attacks by Houthi rebels from Yemen. Shipping container costs have jumped since the crisis, with companies delivering to other longer routes instead. More than 2.5 million vehicles are being recalled by Honda due to possibly faulty fuel pumps. The National Highway Transportation Safety Administration says the recall is for 2018 through 2020 Accords, Civics, and CR-Vs. Acura models like the MDX, RDX sport utility vehicles, and the TLX and ILX sedans are also part of this recall. The automaker says that the fuel pump inside the fuel tank on those vehicles could fail, which raises the possibility of stalled engines. In the midst of the holiday season, elementary students at Madison Elementary School in Fargo are using their crafting skills to make tie blankets for the Red River Children's Advocacy Center. The students are all part of the school's leadership council. They made around 20 blankets to donate to the center to help provide a sense of comfort for children who have suffered abuse. People in North Dakota, Minnesota, and Wisconsin all have at least one thing in common this Christmas season. Google says we're all searching for the same type of Christmas cookie the most, the peanut butter blossom cookie, or the peanut butter cookie with a Hershey's kiss in the middle of it. The most popular cookie across the country, though, is the Italian Christmas cookie, which is similar to a sugar cookie. The National Retail Federation says nearly 142 million Americans are expected to do some last-minute shopping tomorrow on the final Saturday before Christmas. So-called Super Saturday is the last major shopping day of the winter holiday season. The retail trade group says Americans are poised to spend an average of $875 each on gifts, decorations, food and other holiday items this year. Well, Merry Christmas, everybody. Thank you so much for waking up and joining us here at the Valley Today. From everybody at the Valley Today team, we are wishing you a happy holiday and a very warm Merry Christmas from everybody at Valley News Live as well. The Today Show and CBS Morning's just about to start, but the Valley Today rolling on. Go ahead and switch the channel to the CW and continue your morning with Summer and I. In the meantime, stay safe and have a wonderful holiday. See you next week, everybody.